everyone. This is Erin Ashley Simon, and I am super stoked for this interview that we have. Of course, you guys have been following my content, my career. I always have conversations, whether it's professional athletes or artists, and we just talk about gaming and just what I like to call nerd culture, because it's a good thing to be a nerd, especially these days. And so I have professional volleyball player Claes joining me today, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of her gaming fashion. Kelly, how are you?
I'm doing so great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I love doing interviews in general, but getting the opportunity to talk about gaming is my jam. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, it's my jam. It's my jam too. So let's get right into it. So I found some information out. You currently play on the Switch, but you've had various different gaming consoles, even back to NES. And it's funny because now that I'm at my parents' place, I found my Dreamcast. I found all my old consoles.
Yes.
So talk to me about just your gaming experience. When did you start and just everything?
Yeah, I started at a very young age playing video games. One of my favorite stories that my parents told me was when they first got married, still in that honeymoon phase, loving on each other, they started playing Diddy Kong Racing and just wanted to beat each other's scores all the time. They hated when the other one had the high score on any of the races. And my dad, on and off, he's had insomnia, and he would wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep, and he'd just go and play Diddy Kong Racing and beat out all of my mom's scores. And she'd wake up in the morning and be so mad at him that he went on in the middle of the night and beat out, all of his scores. And that's just that's held, I've held on to that story forever. I think it's the coolest thing. But yeah, I was introduced to the N64 and the Sega Dreamcast at a very young age, playing Sonic Adventures. On the N64, I feel like I grew up mostly playing Donkey Kong 64, Banjo and Kazooie, doing some Mario Kart. There's an old Pokemon Snap game that I loved. And then as I got a little older, we got the GameCube, we got an Xbox, so I was playing Halo, Luigi's Mansion. I started playing Twilight Princess, really getting into the Zeldas, loving on those. And then Sonic Adventures came out, and we've played every single Mario Party together as a family. I never grew out of it. I think my parents thought we'd all grow out of it, but me and my two siblings, we all still play. We play Animal Crossing on the Switch together, we played yesterday. So it's just a fun way to stay connected, as well as it's kind of my escape when I need my alone time. Played Wii, Xbox, and then I feel now when I'm at home, I'm usually playing on my PS4, and then when I travel, I play my Switch. I love all of the Uncharted series. Those are one of my favorite series. I love Red Dead Redemption. The Spider-Man on the PS4 was absolutely incredible. Flying around New York was epic. I love Destiny. I've played a few of the Star Wars on the PS4, Assassin's Creed. I love games, and it's my escape. And when I'm on the road, there's so much free time in between matches, competition, training, all of that. And so that's kind of where I find my peace. And my partner, who I travel the world with, Sarah Sponsel, who I compete with, I've got her to play a few games with me, which has been fun. She's not great, and she doesn't love it, but she tries, which I very much appreciate. But yeah, that's kind of a summed up version of my gaming career.
No, that's phenomenal. I mean, just several of the titles that you mentioned, I was just yeah. And then it's funny too, because I have a Switch. So I have the original Switch, but I'm based in New York City, and I left it there, and I'm staying with my parents during this time. So I had to rebuy all new equipment, and I specifically bought a new Switch Lite just so I can play with Animal Crossing. I had to. I was oh my gosh, I'm missing out on Animal Crossing. What is going on? And I was hopefully I can still buy it on the Switch, so I bought it.
And it's such perfect timing right now with the quarantine and everything, just a place to escape and relax and just yeah, I love just chilling on my little island, you know, trying to collect bells and selling fish. It's a great time.
It is. Hopefully you're not being chased by a bunch of spiders as well. Me and spiders, I can't deal with that.
I have yet to catch a tarantula, and I'm pissed about it.
Hopefully you'll be able to find it. But let's talk about the times before the quarantine. You know, obviously things right now are a little bit different. But when, you know, you're a top volleyball player, also USA volleyball. So talk to me about, you were saying how you would bring your Switch when you would travel and you would play and it's your escape. Has video games been instrumental even in your development as a volleyball player?
Totally. Hand-eye coordination, man. Like, it's so useful. I think one of the biggest ways it's helped me is as a professional beach volleyball player, how our season kind of works is we have a different tournament in a different country usually every weekend. So I'm usually on a plane Sunday, arriving Monday, and I'm in a location for a week, and then I'm on a plane again going somewhere else. And we play Thursday through Sunday, depending on how well we do. So again, there's a lot of kind of downtime in that week. We train, we eat right, we work out, we do all of those things. We try to, see some of the sights when we're there, but there's not always, time. We want to have fresh legs, so we don't want to walk around too much. But yeah, video games it's such like an easy way to escape during that downtime. I feel so refreshed after playing them, which is like instrumental for me. Like feeling refreshed mentally and physically when I go into competition is so valuable. So I feel really lucky that I have that, and it's so convenient, especially like with portable gaming. And another reason why I love the Switch so much and I bring it everywhere, like it's so convenient. I play it on flights. I'm not great at sleeping on planes, so I've played like 16 hours straight on a flight. Like I'm not doing anything else. I'm just playing games. So that's like been pretty big for me, keeping me like sane during kind of all the craziness that, season kind of holds. But yeah, it's a blessing. I love it.
So has gaming also been instrumental in helping you? Because like you said, it eases your mind, you play it when you travel. Has it been instrumental as well during your Olympic preparation before? Yeah,
this is like my first official like Olympic run. And yeah, it's so helpful for me when I'm feeling the stress of, points, of, outside people, trying to talk and distract. Just of me feeling, a little overwhelmed. It's my time to decompress, to kind of refine my center. And just to like stay peaceful and present in this moment. I think that's really helped me as an athlete, mentally, for sure.
And as an athlete too, we're starting to see, especially during this time, a lot more athletes are showcasing that they're gaming, they're streaming on Twitch, they're doing all these different things. And I felt like even before there was such a stigma where it's like, oh, if you play a lot of games as an athlete, you are distracted. Like, do you feel like that viewpoint is changing?
I totally think so. And I think just partly because more top athletes are playing games and showcasing it and telling other people about it, versus I think there also used to just be a stigma around distraction for sure. Just like people who play games are lazy and they'll play games all day and eat junk food, and I don't think that's the case anymore. And it's so cool seeing pro gaming and pro gamers in general, like how successful they've been, like their dedication to like their craft. I think it's like any craft, like you put in the time and effort and you have the passion for it. And I think that's so cool. And I so think if I wasn't a professional athlete, I'd be a professional gamer. I don't know what game, but like, I know if I gave the same like dedication, time, like energy to like my sport, if I gave it to like video games, like one game, like, watch out people, like.
Do you watch any competitive scenes? Do you watch any esports?
Say again? I watch a handful, not like too much. I try not to like, once I like get down a rabbit hole of like watching videos, like it's hard for me to stop. So I feel like I'll limit myself to like watching, but like I'll watch Ninja sometimes just because I think he's pretty funny, or like I don't know. I watch from time to time, sure.
Okay, yeah. There's some really good people who are either both streamers and professional players, and even like the competitive scene, like esports now is something that is still going. I mean, it's the only sport that still can go right now. So do you feel
I know,
like
I'm jealous.
yeah, it's crazy, right? But that means like you can become a pro gamer.
I could, yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, no, I've been still lifting like crazy. I'm fortunate enough that my trainer, because my gym is closed, like he gave me a lot of stuff from my gym. So I have like a home gym in my garage right now. So I've been still like working out a lot. I've been really taking this time to read and just kind of do some like self-reflection before this quarantine kind of passes and all of this craziness passes and season kind of starts up again, and as well as playing Animal Crossing and a few other things. But yeah, I guess I could in this free time kind of dive into a game. I feel like, but once I start, I can't stop. So that'll be I think really challenging for me if I do like start getting into something, and once like this time right now kind of passes, it's going to be so hard to stop and like go back to what I was doing before.
Oh man, you just gotta schedule some time off. Just have it be like one specific day. Just keep it at that day if you can. I know how it is to get like stuck into it, because like my friends and I, every night at 8 p.m. we play Call of Duty, and we're like, okay, this will be our last match. We'll be like, no, we lost. We have to do another match. We have to do another one.
And then you can never stop.
Or it's like you have to like you really have to like take the willpower and be like, all right, I'm gonna get off and actually go to sleep. But I don't know, what is sleep these days? But also let's talk about
exactly.
Let's also talk about some of the other things that you like. You brought up anime, D&D, Comic-Con. I really want to jump on anime because I used to really watch a lot of anime when I was younger. Obviously Dragon Ball Z. I used to watch Cowboy Bebop. I watched Bleach. There's several of them that I really got into, and I want to get into more. So tell me, how did you get into anime?
Yeah, I think through high school, me and my best friend. I don't know what initially got us into it. I think we're both kind of dorks and geeks, and we saw a few things online that looked interesting, so we started watching. And then I think the first anime, and it's still my favorite today, Full Metal Alchemist, is my absolute favorite, and it's the first series like I watched through, and then I watched all the movies and Brotherhood, and that's when I like really dove into it. And yeah, I've watched so many, and then I found out about Studio Ghibli and just like that style, and I like Howl's Moving Castle is one of my like favorite. I just like love the animation style. I love the character development. I love like how over the top and eccentric anime is. I love it, and I feel like it's super relatable, even though it's kind of out there. And yeah, I love like immersing myself in so many different worlds like that. I think it's really fun and unique, and I think it's very much overlooked because it's kind of over the top, and because of some of the things they do with females in it, which I don't love, but you know, we just kind of like look away, we all move on, and we keep going. But I love lots of different anime in general. It's just awesome. I have a manga that I go through and read. My best friend and I, we both bought some series, and we'll go back and forth, switch and share, so we didn't have to buy like both series. So I love that stuff.
Oh man, I think it's so great how passionate you are about all of that, and that's so cool to see. Especially, you know, there are people that I think one thing about anime, gaming, and all that, I think what it does, it connects all of us together, and it shows no matter if you're a professional athlete or you're famous or you're wealthy, like we all relate to one another because of gaming and because of anime, and because of these specific subcultures that we see. So I have a last question for you. When things get back to normal, you're back to training, you're back to being, you know, a 100% full-time professional athlete, what do you hope to do or potentially accomplish within gaming that you didn't before that you may want to do later on?
Ooh, on my bucket list or goals list for myself, like once I'm done being a professional athlete. I really want to make a beach volleyball video game. I think it's been tried, and I don't think it's been done well yet, and I would love to do that, and I'd love it to be big as like NBA 2K or like, you know, Madden. Like, I'd love people to play it the same way, and there be, you know, stats on players, and I would love to dive in and do that, and I feel like I'm the person to do that. Just don't have like, I need like the networking, the skills to like put all these like pieces together, but I like have the ideas in my head. So yeah, like down the road, like that's for sure what I want to do.
Oh man, we gotta get you in touch with some devs and stuff like that so you can get that going.
Please hook me up. I have so many ideas up in here. I need to like put them into action.
Oh yes, for sure, I'll definitely help you. Kelly, thank you so much for joining. For those who are watching, you tune in to more interviews on eFuse throughout this entire quarantine period. Hopefully these interviews are meant to not only entertain, but enlighten and inform you. Kelly, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.